I'm gonna talk about my triple date. Wait, yeah, yeah, triple date. It was a blind date. I'm fairly certain I made a video about it, but I either didn't post about it or I forgot it. But you know what time it is? Blinkerton City, shall we? I'm gonna make a little pause for me right here, but for you, it's gonna be like a millisecond. So yeah, Blinkerton City, here I go. I just realized that was like the sloppiest sounding thing. I was trying to unclog it, but yeah, never forget the beverage. But yeah, so let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna try to focus my hardest during this. So, the triple blind date. Except I was the only one having a blind date. She knew who I was, so I I guess that's a plus that she wanted to go on a date with me, even though she knew who I was. I guess. Anyway, it was my ex's friend, so I kind of had a premonition about it that it probably wasn't gonna go as expected. So I kind of braced myself for the worst. That's because, yeah. Anyway, so uh, I was sitting at lunch and I was like, I was probably high, not even gonna lie. Um, Sitting at lunch with them and they had asked me, or I had asked them, it'd be kind of cool if y'all set me up on a blind date since I'm single now. Because I always wanted to go on a blind date. I wanted to know what that was like. Here's a little tip. Don't don't use one of your one of your friends, girlfriends, friends, I I guess. But anyway, so yeah, don't use your no. Matter of fact, don't go on a blind date until like you're out of school, and yeah, don't do that because you'll just really regret it, and you're gonna be like, that was a waste of money. But mm, not so much, kind of not. Yeah. Anyway, so I waited like a day. Matter of fact, just the school day. Got home and they was like, "All right, we found someone. We're gonna go on the theater on Friday. Try to get some money." I was like, "Bro, what? They already have a move. They already have motion right now. Like what? Who just accepted to go on a blind date?" Because I was like, I was kind of like doubting myself because I was like, who accepts to go on a blind date? Just like, oh yeah, I will. Unless they're lonely too. So yeah, which I don't know was a bad thing or a good thing, but yeah, I didn't have high hopes for it. But I was trying to have a good time. So my friend had a pen, and I was like, you know what? It'll be a good time. I just hope she accepts my hobbies. And she didn't do it, which wasn't. It's not a red flag if you don't do it with. Well, at least for me, it's not a red flag if you don't do it, but it's a red flag if you like say you don't care, but really you do care, and you get mad whenever I do the hobby. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah. So I got picked up from the house because I had to get some clothes, and we was wearing casual stuff. Like I was wearing sweatpants because I don't like jeans. Look, I after I graduate, I'm getting rid of like any jeans I have left because I'm not gonna be wearing them that much. It's gonna be sweatpants from here on out. But anyway, so me, my friend, and their significant others, they were in the car, and I had to wait to see my blind date because I had no clue who it was, so they was just gonna surprise me. They wanted me to close my eyes, but I I was like too curious because I knew if I did that, I would have said something whenever she pulled up. Because if you're not what I expect, like they hyped her up way too much. I'll just say that. That's kind of mean to say, but they hyped her up way too much. They gave her like too much hyping up. But anyway, so I was like, I'm kind of cooked. I'm kind of cooked. Oh, I know I'm cooked. But I was waiting for her to get in the car before I, smack the pin. Because I at least had a little respect to, be like, do you care? Because I didn't want to just, like, be on a different planet and her have to be like, are you high? And I'd be like, uh, I wouldn't know what to say. I'm gonna be honest. I would not know what to say. But anyway, so I did it. She didn't want to do it because I don't know. She had like asthma or something, and I was just like, "Do you care if I do it?" Because I was like, it's my social lube. That's my type of social lube. A pin. So I was like, okay. So I hit it a few times, got the feeling. So I just chilled out and got on my phone while being in the trunk with her because there was not enough room for us to sit, like actually sit down. So I had to sit on backpacks, uh, bags of stuff. I don't know what the bags were, but like purses and everything. And I was like, bro, this is the most uncomfortable ride to a theater. Or no, we went to the mall just to like walk around and stuff. And you already know, I had to show my blind date. I was very muscular. So we went to the GNC. And I just kind of walked around because personally, I never really been to a GNC because number one, I rarely go to the mall. And that's like the only place they have a GNC over here, is at the mall. So I was just walking around and we did not go to Build a Bear because I did not want to establish any really romantic stuff. It was a date, okay? Come on. You gotta cut me some slack. It was a date. I didn't know if I liked her. So I was just like showing my personal my personality and what I'd like. And I went to the pre-workout area, and I was just like, "Oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would taste good." But after that, of course, all the group, all the other four had to get us to go to the back of Spencer's. If you don't know what the back of Spencer's is, you're way more innocent than 90% of the earth. So, we went to the back of Spencer's and it was like PTSD because everyone knew we was like not of age to be in that section, which I don't think the workers will kick you out. I really don't think they care. They don't get paid enough to do that, unless they do and they just don't care. But anyway, usually they don't get paid enough. But so after we went there, we had to go to this other store because they wanted to look at clothes, and I was like, why don't we just split up and meet up at a different time? And they was like, no, we gotta stick together. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go. And my other friend, my friend that was dating my ex, was like, yeah, let's split up and go somewhere else. So we went to the Spirit Halloween. It was actually this past October. So yeah, we went to the Spirit Halloween and we just walked around because I'd never been to a Spirit Halloween. We didn't have the financial power of being able to just go places. So I never really went to a Spirit Halloween because number one, I was starting to get way too old to go get costumes that were like $40. And I know they didn't want to waste money on something that's probably going to be used for like 2 years and then like forgotten about. But yeah, I understand it. But yeah, so we went walking around the mall some more and then went to like basically all the places that there was. And then we was going to go see a movie. It was the Joker movie and I was off the pin. And I'm telling you right now, that movie was only good because I was off the pin. Because I started watching clips of it whenever I was like the next day, and I was like, how is it that entertaining? It's literally just them singing, but I was like locked in the movie. Like I was like doing the A pose. Like instead of the T pose, you do the A pose, and your arms are like a penguin, I guess. And that's how my arms were, but I was holding my blind date's hand and had the other one in my friend's popcorn bucket. He didn't have a hole in the bottom, nor do I wish he did, but I wanted popcorn. So I was eating popcorn. Girl's hand in one hand, and in the other was like a handful of popcorn. So we was watching the movie, and I'm just gonna say, the court scene. It, I'm just gonna say that movie had to be the most like disappointing Joker movie whatsoever. They made it too musical. Like Joker does not need to be a musical. Just because he had some sort of musical thing in the first movie in the bathroom does not mean he needs to be like this music person. No, he wanted to be a comedian. He didn't want to be like an opera singer. I'm sorry for that whole spiel, but yeah, that's my opinion on the Joker movie. But yeah. So as we got out of the movie theater, we just went to the park in the next town over and we just walked around. I went on the swings like instantly. And yeah, I mean, what that's about all the story. I spent the night with my friends and their couple and I was the only solo one in that group. I was basically like fifth wheeling, third and fifth wheeling, I guess. But yeah, that's the end of the story. All I got time for. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see me do some trolling in like Marvel Rivals, I probably will with a friend, or if he doesn't want to do that, then I'll do it by myself. But yeah, anyway, that's all. Bye.